We'll talk about Bhagavad Gita insights on happiness today. So, happiness has been explained in multiple ways in Bhagavad Gita. Pursuit of happiness makes us sometimes commit mistakes. Like Arjuna tells Lord Krishna, Ahobat Mahat Papam Kartum Vyavasidavam Yad Rajya Sukh Lobena Hantum Swajanam Udyata. It is very sad, Arjuna says, that just for the pleasure of kingdom, we have got ourselves on the venture to kill our kins and friends and relatives. Then in chapter 2, when Lord Krishna explains Gyan Yoga, Sukh Dukhe Same Kritva Labh Labho Jaya Jayo Tato Yujya Se Yuddha Swa Nevam Papam Avapsasi. So you engage in your duty considering sukh, happiness, pain, gain, loss, fame, or criticism alike, and then keep living like this in a Gyan Yoga situation where you think that life is temporary, everything is just an experience you have to go through. Same thing has been explained in terms of Karma Yoga also. Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tattva Dhananjaya Siddha Asodhyo Samobhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. So yoga of equanimity is when we treat Siddhi and Asiddhi alike. Siddhi brings happiness, Asiddhi brings pain. So when you are successful, you are happy. When you fail, you feel sad. So again, if you are following action-oriented life, then also outcome should not matter. Action should matter more. And that's where. Now, when you talk about yoga itself, Tam Vidya Dukha Sanyogam, Viyogam Yoga Sangitam, Sa Nischayana Yoktave Yogo Nirvinna Chetasa. So this science which is called yoga, in chapter 6, it is explained so beautifully that this science which is called yoga, it wipes away the temporary pains which come in life. It's a very beautiful verse. In a way, it conveys that we are mostly happy. We should be mostly happy. It is only that pain which is temporary. So, it's like if you are not having pain now, then opposite of pain is happiness or pleasure. Right? So we should always be pleased. Even the normal should be pleasure. Happiness should not be when we are just getting the news about some success or getting the news about lottery or getting a news about some positive outcome. That's not happiness. Happiness is no pain is also happiness. And when we start living life like that there is no pain, life is normal is happiness, then your happiness exponentially increases every day. Because happiness is, again, we always call it that happiness is a state of mind, right? What you think comes out on your expressions, and if you always think inside that you are happy, then it is very easy to live life happily, right? What is the objective of this life? Chapter 5 beautifully says, Shaknotu hevaya surun praksharid vimokshant kama krodha bhava vega sa yukta sa sukhi nara. Who is sukhi? Who is happy? One who can withstand the pressures of calm, growth, the desires and the anger. These are the two areas where we have to continuously focus to be happy. Control desires. chapter 2 again talks very beautifully. Dhyayato Vishyan Pusta Sangaste Shubjayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodho Vijayate Krodat Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Isprati Vinshad Buddhinashu Buddhinashat Pranashati. When you have desires, you want to fulfill them, you don't fulfill them, you get angry, anger causes confusion in mind. Confusion in mind is a downfall of a person, right? So our pains are also situated in our thoughts. If we keep controlling, nip the bud, as we say, right? Don't release thoughts which are outcome oriented. Don't release thought which ties happiness with some outcome. Release all the thoughts that there is everything normal. No news is good news, we say, right? Right. So everything normal is a happiness state. That's how we live life. Now, when we talk about happiness, there is one more aspect, which is we have three qualities in us. We always exhibit three qualities. Sattvam rajas tama iti guna prakriti sambhav nimagnanti bhav dehe dehinam avyam. Tatra sattvam nirmalat vat prakash kamnayana sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanag. I have just covered 2 verses of chapter 14th. And all it says is that all the time we are exhibiting characteristics which are characteristics of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Now, all the time, our intention should be to align with engaging in activities which are activities of goodness. And then when we engage ourselves in activities in goodness, तत्र सत्वम निर्मलत वात प्रकाश कमनान सुख संगेन बंधनाति गान संगेन चानक, right? So when we are aligned with goodness, our presence produces light. We are happy and we are close to wisdom. We are living life of wisdom. And chapter 13th very beautifully says, when we talk about wisdom and gyan, right? The person who is most knowledgeable always anticipates pains. He has a method to managing the exceptions in life. Janma mrityu jara dyaki dukh doshanu darshanam. And that's what a wise person always thinks, that there is a life, there is a death, there is a disease, there is old age, there is pain, and there is defect in life. It is an unavoidable state. So always train your mind to go through the painful phases calmly. And lastly, when we spoke about the 3 characteristics, even the happiness also has 3 characteristic. Yat dagre vishamiva pariname amrut mama tat sukam satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. So the activity which looks like poison in beginning and turns out to be nectar in outcome, that type of activity is called sattvic sukh. Let's talk about yoga. Early morning, taking bath at before 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. and performing yoga, to a normal person it would sound very painful thing. But one who has done it for many years, I've done it for 30 years, usually wake up 3 o'clock, between 3 to 4 I am taking my bath and then getting into puja, and then here I am last 30 years I have not taken any medicine. So what sound like pain in the beginning, but outcome is really so great. So that is the sattvic sukh. And then opposite is yadagre chanu bandeja sukham mohanam atmana. So the joy, the happiness which looks like nectar, but in outcome it is pain. That joy is Rajasic joy. And the joy where you want to continue sleeping and engaging in pramad, Vishyendri Samvadhyadagre Amrutma Parinama Vishwam Tat Sukham Satvika Tamasakam Rudarutam. So the the senses want to engage in the lower activities, and then you keep living like that, then it is joy of ignorance, which is enjoy sleep, enjoy inactivity, enjoy uh, the negative aspects of life. That also is a joy for many, right? So we have to always keep aligning our intellect towards the right ways of enjoying life.